We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Dante Trader, Miami Dolphins rookie safety, and he continued his ascension in this Bills game. Like, he's just a guy that's gotten better and better these past few weeks. Definitely one of the biggest risers on the team. A lot of the rookies have been kind of rising in recent weeks. The whole defense is playing better. Trader has basically earned a starting spot, like him and with Minka. Like him and Minka are the two safeties playing the most snaps. They're running a lot of three safety sets, but Trader's out there in a lot of those two safety looks. Playing down in the box, playing deep middle of the field, gives you that versatility to move Minka around, to use him in multiple different spots. Like he's disguising coverages, he's doing things in zone, in man, man match, all these different things. Just being in the right spot, very intelligent for a rookie. Definitely ahead in that sort of part of his game. And then he comes downhill, very willing tackler. Will definitely miss some, we've seen earlier in the years, but I think, he's even cut down on some of the missed tackles. Understands like situations like when to take things away, when like seeing your QB hit the back foot, knowing when to play like over the top just based on like the route concepts. I feel like he's got a good feel for that kind of thing. So really like what I've seen from Trader. He's been one of my favorite rookies to watch. I would probably, honestly, probably my second favorite after Phillips to watch, both the Maryland guys. But yeah, here down in the box, tight end, or the Bills come out here with a three tight end look. Really, a lot of people on the line of scrimmage, and this play is really good job from Trader because obviously everyone up front does their job. I mean, that's something that the Dolphins defense has just been way better at in recent weeks. They were one of the worst run defenses in the league, and then like in the past few weeks, they've been one of the better ones statistically. And this play is really kind of made by Trader. Everyone does their job, and then Trader on the backside is the one who kind of beats someone to the point of attack. It's really Brooks and Trader after everyone kind of allows them to beat it unclose, or unblocked. And Dawson Knox really is trying to cut him off out there, and Trader just reads the play. If Trader's able to get basically reached here, James Cook is going to have a cutback lane and be able to avoid everyone, but Trader getting there at the point of attack, really good feel, good identification, closing speed, quickness, and then works through the contact to help make that tackle with Jordan Brooks, like right at the line of scrimmage. So the run defense, when he's had to play down in the box, even some snaps, playing as like a linebacker, here as like a jet sweep, he's running the alley here. He's the one who forces us back to the inside. If he doesn't take this really good angle and force Elijah Moore back to the inside, he's probably going to get a couple yards here, but they end up, stopping him for nothing. Even lose a yard here with, him and Jack Jones combining for a loss, both doing their jobs, just understanding, being disciplined. And then you can see once he identifies what's going on, he sticks that foot in the ground and is able to close downhill pretty nicely. And I like that he breaks down, takes that outside angle, knows that he can work him back to the inside with some help. That's just really, really good team defense. Here he comes down in the box, play versus the run, like down in the box play. Basically, it's like a linebacker here, basically playing the weak side linebacker. He's constantly communicating and stuff pre-snap with making hand signals. Here he's just able to fit into what's going on. He identifies the puller. So once he sees this, like he's coming down here potentially to fill into like this gap. But once you see this puller go this way, everyone kind of gets bumped down. He gets over the top. Now he's saying square. He's scraping. Identify where the point of attack is for the running back. They're trying to pull through here. He doesn't need to over pursuit, but he puts himself in a position where if James Cook does hit outside here, he can maybe take an angle and get over there, but then stay in phase. So if he does cut this back, you're able to slow it down and help make that tackle inside that gap right there with a lot of the defensive linemen doing work. You got the two Terps there, both of the Maryland guys, both the Maryland rookies making plays right there. Very, very good work. I like seeing just him identifying the run concept, understanding what his job is. When you see a pulling guard, understand like that's where the run's going to be going. Everyone's getting bumped down, fit into that run fit. Really quality work from Dante Trader. I really enjoy watching him play. These are my kind of safeties. Like I remember when he got drafted, people were trying to tell me like, he had a bad, like he tested poorly. He's not the biggest guy. Safety is like the one position where like size testing don't matter that much to me. I think there's so many good safeties in the league that are like, a little bit undersized or not the greatest testers, ran slow 40s that are just really, really good. And I think Trader's one of those guys that like can definitely overcome the maybe not the best physical traits, because I think he's quicker than he is fast, and I think that matters a lot at the safety position, especially when you're using him like this. Here, closing from depth. Like, look at him just eat up space right away. Like, they're running the ball. This is late in the game. He's the farthest guy off the ball. Like, he is the deepest man, like literally 11 yards, 12, 11, 12 yards off the ball. He identifies run, takes like one gather step, stick that foot in the ground, and then closes downhill and then just takes James Cook's leg out from underneath him and limits that to like, a 6 yard-ish gain, which is totally fine, especially late in the game when, you're totally living in that like 4 to 6 yard range. You love to keep when you have a lead late in the game, keeping them there, run that clock. Trader closes and makes a tackle. I like seeing that. I loved a lot of his run defense stuff in this game. I think this was probably his best game in terms of like all around play. Like the Falcons game, his coverage was really, really good. So that's probably like his best game in terms of coverage. But he didn't get to be too involved as a run game. Like he didn't have a bad run defense game, but he just didn't get involved as much. The Ravens game, you saw get him involved a lot as a runner, but had some problems in coverage. This game, I just feel like there was really no problems all around, just doing his job here. Man match. Dolphins been running a lot of man match this year. If you just watch this, manned up off the board, deep high. They're playing cover one man match. He's matched up here, and then Trader drops down like he's gonna be the robber, which he is technically the robber, but he eyes number three. If number three breaks to the inside, like his initial break here, his release to the inside, him and Dotson actually pass it off, and then he becomes the middle of the field defender. It takes Trader's job as like that roaming. It actually since he's a linebacker, you would call it one rat instead of rover. Instead of robber. But yeah, Trader understands his responsibility, takes that away. That's never there, and it's just a way to confuse quarterbacks. And I feel like Trader did a really good job disguising coverages throughout this game, locating where he needs to, especially like down in the red zone. Basically, the Dolphins are playing like quads, quarters down the red zone. He's like poaching the backside. So Jack Jones is one-on-one, and then all the other receivers are to this side. So they got three receivers, including the tight end, so three options to this side of the field. They leave Jack Jones one-on-one, and then Trader's now looking to find the guy working across the field. He sees number three underneath. He sees a linebacker take that. Then eyes look to find number two, who's also working across into his zone. He poaches, takes that away. And these routes are just all completely dead because people are distributing in zone at a high level. And Trader, like, sometimes down in the red area, these things are tight. If you make a split-second late decision, you're screwed. And that's sometimes those routes, finding them from the opposite side of the formation from where you are can be difficult. But he takes that away, and it forces Josh Allen to scramble. Like, that's where he was trying to go with the ball, and it forces him to check it down. Really solid work. Here's another play where he closes from depth. On that James Cook fumble that Jack Jones forces, like, he's the one who actually secures the tackle on James Cook. He's going to the ground. If Trader doesn't secure this, then Jones might not feel comfortable, be able to knock the ball out, when James Cook is going to the ground. So Trader actually also kind of, makes an impact on this play, and he's doing it from depth. This would have been a decent gain for the Bills, but with where Trader, tackled him as a 1st and 10, probably would have stopped him like a yard or two short of the first down if James Cook did, not make it there. So it's nice to see him like closing from depth, being that deeper guy and making some tackles in the run game, and not like super far down the field. Because if it's under 10, I think when you're aligned past 10 yards, that's a pretty good run rep from deep in safety. Here early in the game, I like this. He sees Josh Allen hit that back foot. So they're playing cover 3. I think a lot of times in cover 3, when you're playing that deep third, you really are just trying to take away that deep in the middle of the field. But sometimes it's unnecessary. You're really just covering grass. And I do think you want to put things over the top. You don't want things to get behind you. But understand the situation and read the route concepts. Like here, 2 goes underneath. Like he sees Josh Allen's hit that back foot. Trader kind of, then looks to these route concepts. These guys are underneath. Really, the only person that can work into his zone is the number 3. And so he just decides to close ground on it. It's a tight end too, so he's not super concerned about getting beat over the top. So he closes and helps take away a quick throw. The tight end breaks out to the corner, so he can end up passing it off to Jack Jones. But I like that he comes downhill and is ready to be aggressive in case this, breaks around here. Help out the linebackers, because this is kind of an area of the field where the Dolphins have been attacked throughout. Maybe the linebackers get either a little too aggressive up front here, or the safeties are playing a little too soft. I like that Trader was getting up there, ready to take away throws, making things more difficult on the quarterback, and Josh Allen was absolutely confused in this game. Here's another example of just pre-snap disguise. Dolphins showing cover 0. Trader motions with the receiver. They motioned to running back out, and then when this receiver went out, or he went in and then back out, Trader was the one who kind of bumped down with him. just to show like, hey, this is man to man, we're playing zero. But no, then Trader bails out and ends up going to play, like a variation, of cover two ending up in here. And the Dolphins end up getting a sack because Josh Allen is confused, and Trader is like spinning around, completely disguising his coverage, and then still finding the deep threat that ends up working into his area of the field. Everything kind of taken away there, at least initially. So Josh Allen, ends up getting taken down for the sack. Here from Trader, like Josh Allen hits that back foot, he's already ready to break on that, in breaker to Shakir. You can just see the click and close. I just feel like the click and close is really solid from him. Like he's very like efficient with his footwork here. He doesn't have many false steps, and he gets in and out of his breaks pretty nicely. He's not gonna have the greatest long speed. Maybe carry him deep down the field, but when he can play sort of top down, like they're playing cover six here, so they're playing quarters to the bottom, cover two up top, and he's able to just stick that foot in the ground, and would end up taking away this throw to Shakir. That's where they initially wanted to go with it. They do end up scoring off script, throwing to Jackson Haas, but that's not in Trader. Trader actually does his job. Like, hey, it turns into a scramble drill. Stick with your guy man to man. Like, so if this guy was covered up, like Josh Allen has nowhere to go with it again. So really, really enjoyed what I saw from Trader in this game. Just doing his job in coverage, never really having to make too many mistakes there, and then uh, in the run game, making some impactful plays when he had to, like when he was met with the opportunity to fill and make a tackle, whether he's in the box or from deeper alignment, he did that like every single time. It's just very solid, consistent play from Trader. I've really enjoyed what I've seen from him. His ascension has been fun. I love a little bit of that scrappy, undersized, more quick than fast type of safety. Always have, and him and Minka have been playing like quite the duo. And then you got they're playing in three safety sets. We see Melfano get a pick this week. Safety's doing their job. The whole secondary definitely has not been, I think, as bad as they were projected to be. Because I remember people being like thinking they're going to give up 400 passing yards every game, but it wasn't perfect. But they were never really like the main culprit, maybe other than like one or two games, and that's to be expected when that happens to most teams. But yeah, good overall job from Trader. The whole most of the rookie group, especially the defense side of the ball, all played quite significant snaps. Trader actually playing the most snaps of the defensive group of the rookies, which makes sense. Him being like a starting safety now. They don't rotate as like the D line does. Like defensive line will see more of a rotation. But it was nice to see a lot of them out there making some impact. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.